creatine just for bodybuilders, or could it be a powerful tool for aging well? As a certified fitness educator and a healthy aging advocate, I've been using and recommending creatine for years to support strength, brain health, and muscle preservation in my fitness clients who are over 50, when it's appropriate. So let's dive in. Let's start with the question, where did creatine come from, and why do some people still get nervous about it? So creatine is a substance that your body already produces. You can also get it naturally through foods like red meat and fish. But in the 90s, it exploded on the supplement scene. It just became the new darling. But it was mainly elite athletes, powerlifters, and bodybuilders who realized it helped them lift heavier, train harder, and recover faster. Now, as you might imagine, that surge in popularity also led to some misuse. People were taking way too much. You know, the human tendency, more is better. People were taking too much, or they weren't hydrating properly to go with that amount of supplementation. Or they were stacking it together with other questionable substances. And the media headlines reported on this, emphasizing scenarios that were mishaps, all the way to, in some cases, dangerous or unnatural. And that's where a lot of the fear came from. Understandable. But fast forward to now, 30 years later, after it first appeared on the scene in a big way, creatine has a different face. It has become one of the most studied supplements in the world. I didn't know this until I started digging in. Decades of research show that it's not only effective, but incredibly safe when taken properly. In fact, its benefits extend way beyond athletic performance. Now, to save you from having to shovel through piles of evidence yourself, I have posted links to the studies up in the show notes so you can look it up yourself. These are just a light appetizer of the full banquet of evidence that is out there to back up my message to you today. This allows you to think for yourself and learn new information. So you may learn about this and go, still not for me. That's okay. So what is creatine exactly? Here's the biology part in plain English. Creatine helps your body make more adenosine triphosphate, or ATP for short. This is your cellular energy currency. And that's the fuel your muscles and your brain rely on to function, especially under stress. When you supplement with creatine, you are essentially topping off your energy reserves. That gives you more strength and endurance during workouts over time and helps preserve lean muscle mass, which naturally declines with age. But here's the cool and exciting part that I found out in doing a deep dive to prepare to talk to you today. I just learned that research now shows that creatine also benefits the brain. It is showing that it helps with memory, mental clarity, cognitive resilience, especially for older adults and people under stress or who are sleep deprived. So this is not something I realized until I started just kind of unpacking it layer by layer. And here's the thing, I speak on big stages to lots of people about healthy brains and lifestyle habits that support cognitive health. I just never understood the benefit of creatine that's now proving to be quite a powerhouse. So think of it this way. You're not just fueling your biceps, you're energizing your entire system and your brain. So who might benefit? Is this right for me? Should I even consider creatine? Here you have to do your critical thinking and your weighing. If you're over 50 and strength training or trying to preserve mobility and independence, it may help you keep your edge. Research shows that it supports muscle strength and function in older adults, which helps with preventing frailty and falls. Vegans and vegetarians may also benefit, since most dietary creatine comes from animals. Supplementing can help fill that gap. And yes, most creatine monohydrate supplements are vegan friendly, since they are lab synthesized, not animal derived. Just be sure to check the label, because the capsule form of creatine, the little shell it comes in, can be made of gelatin, and gelatin is an animal-derived product. And the flavored mixes sometimes use non-vegan binders, but a plain, unflavored creatine monohydrate powder is usually a safe bet. Be a label reader. Then there is the cognitive side of things. Research is still evolving, but early studies are very promising. If you're concerned about mental sharpness, memory, brain aging, this might be worth exploring. Now, it's not for everyone. So take note, anybody who is skeptical. I am not this crazy, everybody needs to be doing what I'm doing. People with certain kidney issues, for example, need to be cautious. So it's always wise to check with your healthcare provider, especially if you're managing a medical condition. So, my take. I take creatine seasonally, which I mean by that is when I'm in competition mode, I am really pushing myself. It's like a crunch time goal. I pull out all the stops. I want every advantage that is safe and effective. But during off-season phases, right now, for example, I'm kind of at the end of an off-season, ready to start ramping up again. I taper off because I feel that my nutrition and my recovery are dialed in enough that I don't need to supplement with creatine. And you may be in this camp right now anyway, and that is perfectly fine. Remember, I'm not here to win you over or recruit you into the creatine army. But I'll be honest, after reading up more in the most recent studies, I'm rethinking that now that there's more research out there for the cognitive benefits, I might rethink that decision or that habit. Supporting brain health in addition to muscle, this got my attention. I need to keep learning more about this. I haven't decided, so stay tuned. So like with any supplement, it comes down to personal need, goals, timing. I always say supplements, any of them, they are not shortcuts. They are support tools, and they don't replace a healthy, wholesome nutrition plan. And the best ones are the ones you use intentionally, not out of habit, not just, I don't know, I started taking this 10 years ago and I haven't thought about it since. Just because something works for me or shows up strong in the research does not mean it's right for you. Our health is personal, and so are our choices. Take what serves you and leave what doesn't. Trust yourself to make those thoughtful decisions. I mean, I think of it like this. When you're at the grocery store and you're picking out, let's say, granola, and you pick one up and it says it has walnuts in it, and you don't like walnuts. Yep. What should you do? A, commandeer the loudspeaker in the grocery store and announce that walnut granola is an evil thing and should be removed from all the shelves because it's terrible. Or B, put the walnut granola back, find one that has slivered almonds in it, yum, and quietly be happy with your choice. So, now you have the big picture. You know what creatine is. You know where the misunderstandings have come from. You have a little more updated scientific information available to you. Studies are up in the show notes. You can read up on those at your own pace. So, creatine. If you've tried it, or if you've been using it for years and you have something to report, or if you're still on the fence and you're not quite sure, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Let's keep the conversation respectful, curious, and informed. And if this was helpful, as always, share it with someone that you love who can benefit. And next time, I'm going to be talking about how exercising transformed my mindset after 50. Not just my brain physically, but the way I thought about myself and my life. So stay tuned and remember, aging is life. Healthy aging is ours to experience.